1976, America's bicentennial year. You know, the part that baseball played has been completely overlooked. Some people say, baseball 200 years ago? Well, let's look at some of the evidence dug up by my impartial investigator.
Let's start with Paul Revere. Now, he could really take those hurdles. History books tell us that Paul raced through New England yelling, "The Redcoats are coming! The Redcoats are coming!" Wrong. Big Paul was yelling, "The Red Sox are coming! The Red Sox are coming!" It was April, and Paul was on his way to Fenway Park for the season opener. Another really big fan was George Washington. George's father wanted his hatchet back, so he gave George a baseball bat. But George dreamed of being a pitcher, and it's too bad that he threw his arm out, throwing silver dollars across the Rappahannock River. Spring training in Florida was George's idea. It hit him as soon as he got to Valley Forge. And did you know that George Washington didn't even want to be president until he found out that he could throw out the first ball of the season? And it was about this time that a sports writer coined the phrase, Washington, first in war, first in peace, and first franchise to move to Dallas. Now, where was Ben Franklin when all this was going on? In the dark, that's where. Someone had to start night baseball. He even invented the stove so there could be a hot stove league. And eyeglasses so bench jockeys would have something to needle the umpires about. The women were right in there, too. Betsy Ross was working her fingers right to the bone, making uniforms. She used red, white, and blue, which she had left over from another job. And remember Patrick Henry? You think Catfish Hunter wanted to be a free agent? Patrick Henry said, "Give me liberty or give me death." Of course, he was backed up by the Marvin Miller of his day, Tom Paine, who was always talking about the rights of man. And naturally, the owners, like King George III, they were upset over dissension. Some other big names come to mind. How about John Hancock? John was kind of the Kilroy of his day, always signing as John Hancock. So now we have autograph fans. Another big name was Benedict Arnold. Nobody stole signals like Big Ben Benedict Arnold. And Lafayette. He figured in the very first trade. France gave America Lafayette, and they got back corn, tobacco, and a general to be named later. And don't forget the scouts. The first scouting report was turned in on the British Army. The scout reported that they were tough to beat at home, not so tough on the road. Now, some facts do get distorted by time. What Thomas Jefferson really said was, all men are created equal, except knuckleball pitchers. Jefferson was quite a fan. He insisted on having the Declaration of Independence signed on July 3rd because he had box seats for the 4th of July doubleheader. And by now, everybody knows about America's first and biggest doubleheader, Lexington and Concord. I'm Joe Garagiola, and that's the way it was, wasn't it?